All right, hope everyone's having a good weekend. Just want to share a couple quick thoughts on GameStop. Obviously, this past week was very volatile. A lot of different things come out. We had preliminary earnings. We had the share offering finally come out, and a lot of people are wondering what's next. Number one, I want to say I couldn't tell you. I don't think anybody can truly tell you. I think there's going to be a lot of more ups, downs, volatility, but I believe this journey is far from over for long-term GameStop investors. Of course, everyone's always got to make their own decisions. Always do your research. Always do your due diligence. Form your own opinion and how you want to go about things. Like, you should never just blindly listen to anyone. But having said all that, the idea of, oh, GameStop's diluting, like they're totally done now, everything is screwed. No, I really don't think that's the case. Number one, if you trusted the management team this whole way, why would you not trust them now? Number two, they have the ability to issue shares at any given point in time in the future. It doesn't necessarily have to be today, tomorrow, next week, or even necessarily next year. And with that being the case, if you look at the share offering filing, they basically cite how the stock price has had dramatic price movements despite no fundamental change in the business. So in my eyes, I see that as the company saying, okay, well, we understand there might be big moves in the future. And if it does go up to $60, $70, $80 again, we're going to take advantage of that and issue some shares to further bolster our balance sheet. Ultimately, yes, that's great. They can stack cash, but they do have to do something with it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot more execution that has to be done in terms of the turnaround of the company and just driving forwards. Ultimately, they do have to get to a point where they're raising revenue and net income's rising with it. So how exactly they'll do that is to be determined. I think they're potentially going to buy out someone and/or do more private label brands. I really want to see them do more private label brands like CandyCon. And if you haven't seen, they're also doing trading cards where they're going to be buying trading cards off individuals and then reselling them online. But in terms of an acquisition, I want to make one more quick point on that. It's very possible, right? Like, I've seen a lot of ideas thrown around, maybe Corsair. I mean, obviously they would need more cash in order to buy them. Newegg, because it's like smaller market cap. A couple different names, right? But what I think a lot of people aren't thinking of, and I kind of had this thought talking with some friends about it over the weekend, they could buy any company that we've maybe never heard of, or maybe it's not in the public eye, in the sense like it could just be a small company doing a small aspect of technology or gaming. It could maybe be like a $200 million acquisition, something like that. And it might not be a publicly traded stock that they're buying out. But of course, also they have the investment policy, and with the investment policy, they do have the ability to invest in other things. So there's speculation. Are they going to buy Bitcoin, gold, other stocks? Again, it's all to be determined, but that's where you have to fall back, I believe at least, on your belief in the management team. But of course, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Always do your research. Always make your own decisions. Have a good one.